Hey folks, thanks for coming. Got the usual eclectic set tonight. This is mini concert number 246. First up is a song that was popularized by the Carter family back in the 20s. A lot of people have done it. It's an old gospel tune. I'm sure they didn't write it. I was standing by the window on a cold and frosty day, and I saw that person coming, take my mama away. Can the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? There's a better home awaiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky. Well, I said to that undertaker, please drive slow, 'cause that body that you are hauling, we loved our mama so. Can the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? There's a better home awaiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky. Well, I followed close behind her, tried to hold on and be brave, but I could not hide my sorrow when they laid her in the grave. Can the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? There's a better home awaiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky. I went home then, it was lonesome, 'cause my mama, she was gone. All my brothers and sisters crying, what a house so sad and lone. Can the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? There's a better home awaiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky. So that is Will the Circle Be Unbroken by Anon. Next up is a Bob Dylan song talking about some long-standing, I'm talking really long-standing here since he was singing back in the 50s, social problems. Whether or not we have answers or not. Hey, Josie's here now, so we can start for real. How many roads must a man walk down before you call him a man? Yes, and how many seas must a white dove sail before she sleeps in the sand? Yes, and how many times must the cannonballs fly before they are forever banned? Well, the answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. How many years can a mountain exist before it is washed to the sea? must one man have before he can hear people cry? Yes, and how many deaths will it take till he knows that too many people have died? Well, the answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. Yes, the answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. That's blowing in the wind. Duh. And next up is an old hymn, gospel tune. This is kind of patterned after Alan Jackson's version. What a friend we have in Jesus, all our sins and griefs to bear. What a privilege to carry everything to God in prayer. Oh, what did we often forfeit? Oh, what needless pain we bear, all because we do not carry everything to God in prayer. Are we weak and heavy laden? Is there trouble anywhere? We should never be discouraged. Take it to the Lord in prayer. Well, can we find a friend so faithful, who would all our sorrows share? Well, Jesus knows our every weakness. Take it to the Lord in prayer. So that's what a friend we have in Jesus. And now if I can just remember the next song.
Phil
Yes.
Brown.
Next is a David Mallet song, Fellow Manor. He's singing about someone that influenced his life when he was young. Got a couple of different titles. The name he started out with was Phil Brown. That's the name of the fella. I knew a painter in my younger days, a man who lived with bristle sticks and stones. His days were filled with aimless dreams, browns and blues and meadow greens. The world just passed on by his door. He lived, but he lived alone. He'd come to town with his old wool hat pulled down, surrounded by the dogs that were his friends. At times too drunk to stand, he'd shake familiar hands and sit around the SO station till his loneliness would end. I knew a painter in my reckless days, thistle bearded and humble on his feet, a sympathetic, sad old elf. He knew me better than I knew myself in the last days of my boyhood, in the time upon the street. Long through the night, a faded yellow light would burn inside the room where he would stand. Play the old Victrola and drink his rusty wine and conduct the Mozart music with his heart and shaking hand. But he could paint a picture, he could capture life. No one ever felt things more than he. He was never much for roses, he'd sooner paint the thorns. He found a keener beauty there that no one else could see. Someone bought the house he lived in, painted up the room he died in, swept away the cobwebs and the dust from off the floor. The children laugh, the seasons run, young lovers roll in midnight fun, but no one loves more than the one who paints the world no more. Long through the night, a fade in the yellow light would burn inside the room where he would stand. Play the old Victrola and drink his rusty wine and conduct the Mozart music with his heart and shaking hand. So the other title of that song is I Knew a Painter. Next up is a James Taylor song. He wrote this about a childhood friend that he lost to drugs. And just yesterday morning, they let me know you were gone. Suzanne, the plans they made put an end to you. Walked out this morning, I wrote down this song. I just can't remember who to send it to. I've seen fire and I've seen rain, I've seen sunny days I thought would never end. I've seen lonely times when I could not find a friend, but I always thought I'd see you again. So won't you look down upon me, Jesus? You gotta help me make a stand. Just gotta see me through another day. My body's aching and my time is at hand, and I won't make it any other way. Seen lonely times when I could not find a friend, but I'll see you. I've been walking my mind through an easy time, my back turned towards the sun. The Lord knows when the cold wind blows, it'll turn your head around. There's plenty of time on the telephone line, talk about things to come, sweet dreams and flying machines in pieces on the ground. I've seen fire and I've seen rain, I've seen sunny days I thought would never end. I've seen lonely times when I could not find a friend, but I always thought I'd see you again. Yes, I always thought I'd see you
that's Fire and Rain, and that's mini concert number 246. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. You have a great American Pig Out tomorrow. I'll see you next week.